Sanibona, ngaphambi singene kwivideo namuhla, ngithi angithathe lethuba ngibonge i-support nothando enikhombise lona lingaphezu kokucabanga kwethu. Siyacela niqhubeke nisupporte njalo ngokubuka amavideo ethu, ungakhohlwa ukukhomenta, ushare, ulike. Siyafisa ukuzwa umbono wakho. Sicela ke singene kwivideo namuhla. Ngithi ngiyascrolla ku-TikTok ngisithela phe kwevideo kaSisi uPrince Mthombeni uMaduma. Ukhuluma udaba olubalulekile okuthinta i-Department of Transport. Ngeshwa-ke i-portfolio committee yakhona angizuyena umuntu ovamise ukuyilandela kakhulu, kodwa ngibone kubalulekile ukuthi ngikucaphunele le video bese sixoxa ngalento ngoba siyathanda noma sithanda iyasithinta. Ngicela uzwe la.
At the center of South Africa's fuel supply system is a single strategic facility in Durban, eThekwini Island View Terminal, or IVT, which now finds itself at the heart of a national regulatory debate. Let's talk about it. Hi guys, my name is Prince Mthombeni Umaduma, a founder of Africa for Nuclear. Today, we take a factual look at how South Africa's fuel storage system works, why Island View Terminal, or IVT, is considered a strategic national asset, and how recent regulatory decisions have placed it at the center of a wider policy discussion involving government, industry, and transformation stakeholders. South Africa's fuel supply, including diesel, petrol, jet fuel, and lubricants, is supported by a national network of coastal and inland petroleum depots. Major coastal terminals are located at IVT, Durban, Richards Bay, Saldanha Bay near Cape Town, as well as at Guga and Ngqura in the Eastern Cape. Inland depots include Heidelberg, Langlaagte in Johannesburg South, and Waterloo in Pretoria. These inland facilities are mainly supplied through the Durban to Gauteng multi-product pipeline, also known as the NMPP. Now, each of South Africa's 44 district municipalities and 6 metropolitan municipalities is supported by at least one petroleum depot. The current public and policy debate is centered on the Island View Terminal, or IVT, eThekwini. IVT is a wholly state-owned facility and is widely regarded as responsible for approximately 74% of the country's fuel supply security. At the center of this matter are long-term lease agreements for major oil companies that were originally signed in the 1960s and reportedly expired in 2011. Since then, these leases have continued on a month-to-month basis. The oil companies later applied to the Minister of Transport, Ms. Barbara Creecy, for a Section 79 directive to allow for long-term lease renewals. This route was used instead of other options anticipated by some stakeholders, such as a full state takeover of the asset or a public procurement process under Section 56. Well, the minister approved the Section 79 directive, granting 25-year leases to oil companies. Under this agreement, approximately 15% was allocated to the Central Energy Fund and its subsidiaries, including the planned state-owned refinery, SANPC. The economic transformation companies later raised concerns about the directive. Their argument is that the existing BEE and triple BEE participation linked to oil measures does not amount to meaningful economic transformation. They also contend that the current structure may have long-term implications for national fuel security. So their concerns were submitted to several institutions, including the Department of Transport, the Office of the Public Protector, the Competition Commission under the DTIC, the KZN Department of Transport, the City of eThekwini, NERSA, and Parliament Portfolio Committees on Transport and DTIC. Following these submissions, the Portfolio Committees on Transport and DTIC initiated a mediation process between the affected parties. 3 parliamentary sittings were held on 14 October, 25 October, and 28 November 2025. During these engagements, the minister reaffirmed her position in support of the Section 79 directive. The directive maintains the 25-year leases to oil measures and outlines possible future access mechanisms, including third-party access, aggregators, uncommitted capacity, and expressions of interest. These mechanisms would initially be coordinated by the Central Energy Fund and later by Transnet and the Transnet National Ports Authority. Economic transformation companies, together with the Department of Defense, have stated that these future access measures do not sufficiently address their concerns. Then, 2 main options have been proposed. The first is an amendment to Section 79 Directive to allocate at least 25% of IVT capacity to economic transformation entities and the Department of Defense. The second is a suspension of the current directive process to allow for a new comparative framework. As Calcrete, they've also raised concern about the terminal operator agreements, also known as TOAs, which are currently being prepared by the Transnet National Ports Authority on behalf of oil majors. These agreements are apparently scheduled for execution by 30 March 2026. The concern is that once these agreements are finalized, future changes may become legally and operationally constrained. Economic transformation companies have acknowledged recent engagement efforts by the minister and key stakeholders. However, they maintain that their request for 25% allocation should be addressed in parallel with the implementation of the Section 79 Directive, rather than at a later stage. They've also noted the role played by the chairpersons and deputy chairpersons of the portfolio committees on transport and DTIC in coordinating the parliamentary process, and have indicated that they await the outcome of this intervention. At the same time, they continue to caution that the implementation of the current arrangement without further amendment may have long-term implications for both transformation objectives and national fuel security. While the matter remains under consideration and two possible outcomes continue to be proposed: an amendment to the Section 79 Directive to include a defined allocation for economic transformation companies and the Department of Defense, or a pause in the current process to allow for a fresh comparative approach.
Ngeke ngasho uma ngiqala le video ngalolu daba ngilazi kahle ngoba futhi i-portfolio committee ye-transport akuyona i-portfolio committee engiyibukelayo, kodwa uMadumo into ayenzile usiphi summary ne-background yayo yonke into. Ngiyacela ukuza ukuphawula kwakho kulolu daba lolu. Ngizocaphuna uDuma Gqubulu bekhuluma no Dr. Sizwe Mpofu-Walsh lapha ku-SMWX. Walithinta naye lolu daba, edlula nje nakhona akazange agxile kulo, kodwa ulithintile edlula nje nakhona. So ngiyazi ukuthi into esiyikhathalele thina njengabantu base-South Africa sifuna imisebenzi. Asinendaba ukuthi lo msebenzi izovela kanjani as long as sizothola imisebenzi. Kodwa kufanele sibhekisise zinga-privatizwe izinto, kungathathwa izinto ze-state ziprivatizwe egameni lokuthi thina sithole imisebenzi. Sibe sikhona sibuka. Angisho ukuthi kuyenzeka lokho, kodwa ngibone le video ibalulekile ukuthi asike sikhulume ngayo ngoba ngizwe ithinta lolu daba. Ngicela uzwe lana.
And so, you know, what do we do from here in terms of this government and its policies? Because really, I'm also a bit concerned that the only clear policy that's come out of this GNU economically is actually this inflation target thing.
Yes, it's a problem we don't have. And then the second thing is that they're doubling down on these like privatization, the so-called structural reforms. And I won't even go there, but every few months, you know, I add up these structural reforms. How much money are we going to get from them? It's too little. Because the last 2 years, if you go to the NERSA website, we had 80 billion rands a year of these investments, you know, NERSA, you know, and the renewable whatever, So now the economy grew by less than 1% for both years. So these structural reforms, 80% of them are one sector. Now, how can you, in your right mind, decide that one sector is going to get our economy growing? It's absolutely absurd. And then when you look at the rail concessions that they provided recently, it's actually a joke that's not worth, you know, let's put aside the fact that I do not support privatization of the rail.
Let's assume it works.
Let's assume it's right. But the investment that's going to come from that is so trivial, it will make no difference. So if you add the investment according to them, in renewables, in Transnet on the rail network, at the ports through the concessions, it does not add up to much. It's not enough to get our economy growing. So we need to have a new economic policies that get this economy going.
Absolutely. It's a bit worrying that we don't have too many proposals from the political side which really envisage what this new economy could look like.
Yes. So in the budget, I think we talked about the budget last time. I was really impressed. The EFF did really well in terms of the way they oppose this budget, and they were educating. I don't know the legal side of it. The EFF was educating us on the legal side of it.
Yeah, indeed.
And so you're the lawyer, so but I'm just saying that. But you're right. I think we need to. I am obsessed. We need unity. We need to. We need to agree. We need unity with our trade unions. COSATU, SAFTU. You have to get back together, I remember I was at the NUM conference and I was trying to ask the General Secretary, but now you and AMCU, what happened? Why? So we need unity around a certain cause. And in my view, I talk about a 7-pillar, quickly, how to get this economy going.
Absolutely.
So the first thing is a growth target.
Sure.
That's what happens in China.
Absolutely. How can
they
you
have
not have
a growth target? They have a growth target.
Yeah.
And the minute they don't see that you're going to achieve the target, they throw the kitchen sink at the problem.
Sure.
So that's number one. Number two, I believe in universal basic income, phase in at the 3 poverty levels. That's number 2.
Sure.
Number 3, I believe in a job guarantee. We've got these public employment programs. I believe that we should bring them together and we should increase their scale. And I've never heard any of the political parties talk about the need to expand public employment programs, and that hasn't happened. We also need we need to massively have a proper industrial policy.
Yeah.
We had no industrial policy until 2008, 2009. And then the industrial policy we've had since then is a waste of time because it's not funded. It doesn't have enough policy tools, nothing. Number 5, we need to have infrastructure development. We need to increase infrastructure, government spending on the economy. In terms of infrastructure, public investment goes first. So, so we need to massively increase. We've got 15% of GDP in terms of investment, and we need to get to 30%, the NDP target. So the shortfalls to achieve that, it's like more than R1 trillion. Per year. It's about, for the public sector, it's about R500 billion a year. So how can we as South Africans, instead of the structural reforms will not deliver the growth that we need. And then so that's number 5. And then obviously I'm a big believer in regional integration. I think we have to accelerate regional integration.
Angibambe le video la, ngicela ukuzukuphawula kwakho. Mhlawumbe nalokhona ulwazi onalo mayelana nje nalolu daba olukhulunywa lapha elikhulunywa Department of Transport. Ngicela ukuzukuphawula kwakho ukuze sizokwazi ukwenzakalana. Anike nifundise mina kulokho ukuthi okuyikona okwenzakalayo ikuphi, kuhle na noma kubi na for iSouth Africa yethu ekhululekileyo. Ilokho nje ngifisa ukukwazi. Ngithe nje ngoba lolu daba ngilizwela udaba olubalulekile futhi oluzothinta impilo zethu. Ingakho ngithe mangikhuluma ekuqaleni ngathi siyayifuna impela imisebenzi, kodwa kufuneka siqonde ukuthi iza kanjani lo msebenzi. Singadayisela okunye kanti kwenze kokunye. And lama portfolio committee public ngoba kufanele abantu abangamalungu omphakathi babe nolwazi ukuthi kwenzakalani. Bazazi nezinqumo ezithathwayo eParliament ngoba ekugcineni kosuku le nqumo zo affecta bona. Ngakho ke akufanelanga ukuthi singabi ingxenye yalama meeting. And ama political parties esiwavotele a representative eParliament funa siweze ukuthi athini into ayithembise ukuthi azozenza ngesikhathi aye campaigner ayazenza na. Esikushoyo thina njengabantu okuyibona ababathumile eParliament bayakusho na uma sebefike khona. Yingakho ke ngithe noma kungeyena umuntu eyilalela iPortfolio Committee ngoba kodwa uMaduma uwenzile umsebenzi, asike sikhulume nje ngalolu daba. Engakho ngithi asike sixoxe ngalo. Anginalwazi mina ngalo. Stalo. Kodwa ke ngithembe nina, ngiyazi ukuthi la kukhona abantu abahlakanipha ukwedlula mina nabanolwazi ukwedlula mina. So ingakho ke namhlanje ngithi cha, ngicela nike ningifundise ukuthi kahle yonke lento eshiwo isho ukuthini futhi izokwenzani, izosisiza thina njenge-South Africa mhlampe kulweni nenkinga yokungabi bikho kwemisebenzi, noma yizukusisiza. Ilokho nje ngifisa ukwazi, ngoba into esiyikhathalele kakhulu thina nje njengabantu base-South Africa ukuthi sithole imisebenzi. Ngiyakwazi-ke mina ukungasebenzi kunzima kanjani, ukuthi ushode ubone ugugelwa zimpahla ungabi na plan. Ngiyakwazi ukuphela kwensipho, ungabi nayo imali yokuthenga ama-toiletries. Ngiyakwazi uthi uma uthola lowo madlana oyitholayo uthenga into ezibalulekile, ugcina ukhohliwe ukuthenga impahla zokugqoka. Leyo nto ngiyayazi. Ya manje ke ngiyathanda makukhulunywa ngodaba, ngoba kuyisifiso sami ukubona abantu intsha yakithi isebenza. Ngiyangidumala nje mangibona intsha iningi igcwele emakhoneni belibele ukubhema abantu. Ngisho ukuthi ukube kuya ngami ngabe labantu bababhizi ngokuthize ukuze impilo izokwazi ukuqhubeka. Akekho umuntu ophilayo la kulomhlaba ongenazi izifiso ukuthi yena ufisa ukuzibone kuphi, ufisa ukuba nani. Kodwa ke uma ubabona abantu behleli lana kwalezo izifiso ziyahlala kanye nabo. Yingakho ke makukhulunywa udaba lemisebenzi kubantu, yingakho futhi nama-political party akhampena ngakho ukuthi kuzoba khona amathuba emisebenzi, ngoba ayazi ukuthi into ehamba phambili kuyidingo nje njengabantu esinazo ihamba phambili. Yingakho ngithe cha ngiyicaphune le video le sixoxe ngayo. Mina nawe sidibane la ku comment section ngizozwa ukuthi wena ubona kanjani. Ngiyazi ukuthi ama-topic anjengalawa awanabo abantu abaningi abawabukelayo ngenxa yokuthi akuwona umgosi. Sinale nkinga ke futhi thina njengabantu base-South Africa nabantu laba bebala leli lami lokuthi izinto ezibalekile asizikhulumi, azitrendi into ezi-serious, kodwa kutrend imgosi. Yabona nje mangathi usibanibani wenza ukuthi manje ayaya izotrenda leyo nto leyo, kodwa ekugcineni kosuku ayisizi ngalutho. Angazi noma ukukhuluma kakhulu ngabantu nangemgosi kwenza ukuthi thina singalinaki usize sibhekene nalo. Mhlambe lo isona sizathu, angazi, ngiyacabangela, kodwa sikhonze kakhulu imgosi. We value entertainment. Uyabona uma ungabheka ama-channel la kukhulunywa khona ngegossip yama-celebrity, ungabona ukuthi abantu abafollow bangakanani. Nemjolo nazi into ehamba phambili kithi njengabantu base-South Africa. Kungcono ngoba ngomunye wabo, angikhulumi ngento engingayazi. Ngomunye wabo abantu base-South Africa, ngiyayazi into engikhuluma ngayo. Wesi-ke njengoba ngenza i-content ngiyazi ukuthi uma ufuneka wenza ama-topic lawa serious ucabanga kabili, ngoba abantu akuyona into abayithandayo. Njengabantu base-South Africa sithanda kakhulu imgosi. We value entertainment either way singakhona.